it's been working the last 2 years, right? Like we've won a lot of games and we create winning habits. Obviously, I think we got to get better. Like we throw a first punch, we got to throw a second punch, and the second punch is got to be better in the playoffs, right? So you got to basically what you do in the regular season, you got to carry over in the playoffs, and you got to do it even better. So no, like we're really good. We play hard. We run the floor. We play with pace. So we're not going to change that. We're not going to slow down. We're not going to change who we are. We're a winning team, and that's what it's going to be. But we got to get better. We got to make our first punch and our second punch even better than our first punch. So we're not going to change who we are. We approach the regular season the same way.
Is there anything you kind of circle in your mind about how that punch gets better? Do you follow what I'm saying? Like that second punch, like how you make that second punch better during the regular season?
By improving individually, by improving as a team. We brought players in the team that they can play. They can play a set game. You know, guys that they're reliable shooters, guys that can play down the stretch, guys that can play when things get tough. You know, and obviously as a team all together, if you put all together as a team, we got to get better. We got to know that we have to be better in the second pass. Like our first punch is not going to take us all the way, you know, and we've been working on that since day one.
Jim Ozarski.
Hey, Giannis. So you have now made your first road trip in a pandemic where you didn't have a bubble. What was maybe the biggest adjustment or the strangest part of traveling to a road venue, going through all that, coming home, that type of thing?
It was weird. You know, I'm happy that we were able to, be normal as much as possible and get in a plane and go to a hotel and be around your teammates and all that. But still, it was like a little bit strange because like once we got to the hotel, we did not know exactly what to do. Could we leave the hotel? Do we have to stay in the hotel? Can we go to restaurants? Can we not go to restaurants? Like we were just being careful, asking a lot of questions. But, moving forward, once the season starts, we're going to know everything and know what the rules are and what we can do. But it's the same thing. We got to be extremely careful when we go out there, stay safe. And so, all of us can compete in the games.
I'm not sure why we asked you so many contract questions the last few times you were up. So we didn't ask, like, how did you use your offseason, your short offseason to improve? I mean, you didn't have your normal, X amount of months to do the things you like to do. So how do you feel you improved or what did you think you could improve on in such a short time to get ready for this?
It was a short time. It was like, 70 days? But yeah, I just tried to, get a lot of reps. I have a saying in term that I said to myself, rep it out and just shoot a lot of shots, work on my handles, work on my decision making, become a better passer, be able to handle the ball more down the stretch, just work on everything. And obviously it was a short off season, but I tried to spend as much time as I could on the court, and I feel good. I feel good where I am right now.
Eric Woodyard.
What's up, Giannis? You obviously talked about the team approach, and how you guys looking at becoming better as a team. But how does your leadership approach change? You got a whole new cast of teammates. You started a new chapter of your career, being a father, signing a new contract. But how are you approaching this chapter of your career and even your leadership approach with new guys?
Same thing. Obviously I got to be more vocal and as a leader, and they want to hear my voice. And but I've done this my whole career, my whole life. I said, lead by example. And that's who I am. When I go out on the court, I set the tone. I work hard. I take things serious. I respect my teammates. I respect my coaches. I remain coachable. If I'm coachable, everybody's coachable. If I want to get better, everybody wants to get better. And I know like a lot of people they're not looking up to me. They're looking at what I do. And it starts from the locker room, like every day. I try to, when I get in the locker room, I'm trying to be serious. That no, like we're not here to play around, and we have a goal in our head, which is to be better today, and hopefully that can help us win a championship. But I'm the same. I lead by example, and that's, I think, That's what people can, relate more to. It's easy to say, hey, you got to do it this way. Hey, that was wrong. This is right. But like, if you don't do it, they're not gonna follow you. I'm never gonna tell my teammate or my coaches something that I wouldn't do. So I just try to lead by example and be more vocal.
Lance Allen.
Giannis, as far as the defense goes, is it a work in progress? Is it going to take a little time into the regular season? Is there anything that concerns you at this point, or is it truly wipe the slate clean? You guys were, tinkering with stuff or trying stuff in the preseason, and it's going to be different when you tip the ball off this week.
Yeah, I'm really concerned. Defense is terrible. We cannot guard nobody. We should just pack our stuff and go home. No, I'm joking. But it's going to get better. It's going to get better. Once we start figuring out how to play with one another and how to compete in every single play and put more effort. Doesn't matter if we miss or make a shot, you got to sprint back. It doesn't matter if you're tired. If the ball goes up, you got to go for the offensive rebound. We got to play with more effort, and that's going to come. And it's here. It's obviously we're doing it right now, but we got to do it more of it. But no, I'm not concerned. I trust my teammates. I trust the coaching staff. I know that once the regular season starts, we're going to play harder. We're going to bring more effort to the table.
Zora Stevenson.
You talked about that first punch, second punch, and I'm wondering, how do you never want to hold anything back, right? But how do you monitor how much you put out in that first punch to make sure that you have enough for the second? And I'm talking about maybe in one game. I'm talking about an entire season. Why are you smiling?
I'm smiling. I'm smiling because I had this conversation yesterday with Coach Bud, and I was working out. Came in. I think yesterday was off day. Was it off day? So we had practice yesterday, and I stayed extra, and I was working, and he came out and he said, Giannis, this is enough. You've been here for an hour and a half. You got to go home. Your back is sore and all that. And in my head, I was like, no, it's about now. It's about what you can do now. I know that you can have the mentality of okay, save a little bit for tomorrow. No, it doesn't go that way. You work today, you work as hard as you can today. The same thing with the regular season. We go as hard as we can in the regular season. We're not saying in game one, it's game one. We're not going to say, we're not going to give too much because we worry about the playoffs. We might not be in the playoffs if we don't play hard. It's not guaranteed. So we got to play hard. We got to, as I said, go through our first punch, which is run, pass the ball, throw the ball ahead, rebound the ball, play great defense, get easy points. And there's going to be games in the regular season that we're going to play slow. We have to play slow. And that's where we're going to improve our, second punch. And if we don't play slow and we beat the team by playing fast, we got to come back to practice and work on playing slow, work on last minute shots, work on, 6 minutes going down the stretch or 10 seconds on the clock. We got to get a bucket. We have to work. We have to improve. And but in the regular season, we're going to play as hard. If we can beat teams with first punch, we're going to beat teams with first punch. But at the same time, we have to have in the back of our head that second punch is really important in order for us to get to the end, which is to win the championship.
How did Coach respond? Oh, sorry, one quick follow-up. How did Coach respond to you saying, I'm going to stay?
He looked at me. I was like, Coach, I got a little bit more. He looked at me, turned his back. He's like, I can't do it. This is what I do. When I'm in the court, it's how you guys say sanctuary. This is what I do. I was born to do this. I was born to be on the court. I was born to make my teammates better. I was born to work. If I don't work, I can't go home. I don't sleep well at night. So it's a struggle with Coach Bad, but I've become less stubborn, and he's become less stubborn with me also because he knows that in order for me to feel good, I gotta put some work in. And in order for him to feel good, I gotta listen some days and get my butt home.
Thanks.
Our last one is Steve McGargy. Thanks for doing this. I was just wondering, how much tougher is it, or will it be tougher, do you think, to get that number 1 seed because of all the new pieces y'all have on the roster? I didn't know if you thought it was going to be a bit of a feeling out process early on. It might hurt you in your record.
I'll be honest with you, and I really don't pay a lot of attention to our record no more. I just want to improve as a team. Obviously, we have great players. We cannot take nothing away from them. But I think it's gonna be tough for us because we don't have our fans. I feel like that energy when we come back to the Pfizer Forum and we have our fans, we have 18,000 people every single night and cheering for us, and we go on a run. We are hard to beat as a team, but we gotta adjust. We go out there. We have new players. We don't have our fans. New system. We just gotta adjust, play as well as we can. It's gonna be a little bit harder, okay, but we still gonna play as hard as we can and do our best.
Great. Thanks, Giannis.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.